My dear friends, the truth I speak of is this. Be confident you will get everything in life. Now you may be thinking, how can I be confident of getting everything when my current reality seems so far from my desires? This, my dear friends, is precisely where we must begin our journey of understanding. For the world you see around you is nothing more than the outpicturing of your own consciousness. It is the fruit of your past assumptions, beliefs, and imaginal acts. But here is the wonderful news. Just as your current reality is the result of your past thinking, your future reality can be shaped by your present imagination. You have within you the power to create any reality you desire. This power is your own wonderful human imagination, and it is God in action within you. Let us delve deeper into this profound truth. The Bible tells us in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. What is this Word? It is not mere letters on a page or sounds from your lips. The Word is your inner conversation, your assumptions about yourself, and the world around you. It is the mental chatter that runs through your mind day and night, shaping your reality in ways you may not even realize. When you truly grasp this concept, when you understand that your inner world is the cause and your outer world is the effect, you will begin to see why confidence in getting everything you desire is not just possible. It is the natural state of one who knows the law. But let me be clear, this confidence is not the brash arrogance of the ego. It is not a loud proclamation to the world of what you will achieve. No. The confidence I speak of is a quiet, unshakable knowing, is the calm assurance of a farmer who has planted his seeds and knows that the harvest will come in due season. This confidence comes from understanding the immutable law of assumption. This law states that if you assume a thing to be true and persist in that assumption, it must become a fact in your external world. It does not matter what your current circumstances are, what others may say, or what past experiences you've had. The law is absolute and works with mathematical precision. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, I've tried positive thinking before and it didn't work. My dear friends, positive thinking alone is not enough. You must go beyond mere surface level affirmations and embody the state of having your desire fulfilled. You must live from the end. What do I mean by living from the end? It means that instead of looking at your current reality and trying to figure out how to get what you want, you imagine that you already have it. You step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You create a scene in your imagination that implies your desire has already been realized. And you dwell in that scene until it feels natural and real to you. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desire financial abundance. Instead of constantly worrying about your bills or focusing on your lack, you would create a scene in your imagination where you were living the life abundance. Perhaps you imagine yourself looking at a bank statement with a substantial balance, or you feel the joy and relief of easily paying all your bills with money to spare. You would enter into this scene with all your senses. Making it as vivid and real as possible is the key. You don't just do this once and forget about it. You return to this scene again and again, especially as you fall asleep at night. You make it your new inner conversation. Instead of telling yourself, I'm always broke or I can never get ahead, you consistently assume the feeling of financial abundance. You live as though it is already true. This, my friends, is the art of confidence assumption. It is the practice of aligning your inner world with your desires, knowing that your outer world must conform to this new inner reality. Now, some of you may be wondering, but what about action? Don't I need to do something in the physical world to achieve my goals? This is a common misunderstanding. Of course, action has its place. But true inspired action flows naturally from your state of being. When you have truly assumed the state of the wish fulfilled, you will find yourself naturally taking the right actions at the right time. Consider for a moment how you would act if you already had everything you desired. Would you still be frantically searching for solutions? Would you be anxiously trying to make things happen? No, you would be calm, confident, and at peace. This is the state from which effective action springs. Remember, the outer world is dead. It has no life of its own. It is animated entirely by your consciousness. Therefore, trying to change things by manipulating the outer world is like trying to change your reflection in the mirror by touching the glass. The only way to change your reflection is to change yourself. And the mirror will faithfully reflect that change. This brings us to another crucial point, the importance of persistence. The law of assumption works with absolute precision, but it operates on its own time. Your desire may manifest immediately, or it may take weeks, months, or even years. The key is to persist in your assumption regardless of appearances. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust in the natural process of growth. You water it, you provide the right conditions, and you know that in due time it will sprout and grow into a mighty tree. Your desires are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Once planted through your assumption, they will grow and manifest in your reality if you persist in nurturing them with your faith and continued assumption. Now, let's address a common obstacle that many face on this path. Doubt. Doubt is the enemy of faith, and faith is essential for the operation of the law. But here's the beautiful truth. Even if you have doubts, even if you don't believe 100% that this will work, you can still succeed. How? By persisting in spite of your doubts. You see, your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what you consciously believe and what you imagine to be true. If you consistently imagine and feel yourself living your desire, even if your conscious mind doubts, your subconscious will accept it as fact and begin to bring it into manifestation. This is why I often say, if you will assume your desire and live there as though it were true, no power on earth can stop it from becoming a fact. Your assumptions persisted in will harden into fact regardless of any contradictory evidence presented by your senses. Let me share with you a personal experience to illustrate this point. Many years ago, when I first began to understand this law, I was living in New York City, struggling to make ends meet. I desired to travel to Barbados to visit my family, but I had no money for the trip. Instead of focusing on my lack of funds, I began to imagine myself already in Barbados. Every night as I fell asleep, I would feel the tropical breeze on my skin, hear the sound of the waves, and feel the joy of being with my family. I persisted in this assumption for several weeks, and then the most remarkable thing happened. I received a letter from my brother in Barbados containing money for a ticket to come home. The circumstances arranged themselves perfectly, and within a short time, I found myself actually in Barbados, experiencing in the flesh what I had so vividly imagined. This, my friends, is the power of confident assumption. It is the power to shape your reality through the creative use of your imagination. And this power is not limited to small things or material possessions. It extends to every aspect of your life, your relationships, your career, your health, your spiritual growth. There's nothing that exists in this world that's not first conceived in someone's imagination. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, what about other people? Don't they have free will? How can I be confident in getting everything when it involves other people's decisions? This is a common concern, but it stems from a misunderstanding of the nature of reality. You see, everyone in your world is you pushed out. They are playing the parts that your consciousness has assigned to them. As you change your concept of self, as you assume a new state of being, The people in your world must conform to this new concept. This is not about controlling others. It's about understanding that your consciousness is the only operative power in your world. Have you ever had the experience of changing your attitude towards someone only to find that their behavior towards you changed as well, even though you didn't say or do anything different externally? This is the law in action, as within, so without. This understanding liberates you from need to manipulate or control circumstances. You no longer need to worry about how things will work out or try to force situations to conform to your desires. Your only job is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist in that assumption. The how, when, and where of its manifestation is not your concern. That is the job of the law, which works with a wisdom far beyond your conscious reasoning. Let's take this a step further. Not only can you be confident of getting everything you desire in life, but you can also be confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You see, as you begin to live from this new state of being, as you embody the person who has everything they desire, you'll find that your perception of challenges and obstacles changes. What once seemed like insurmountable problems become opportunities for growth and expansion. You begin to see every experience, whether seemingly good or bad, as a perfect reflection of your consciousness, providing you with the exact lessons and growth you need at that moment. This shift in perspective is crucial. It allows you to maintain your confidence assumption even when things don't appear to be going your way. You understand that appearances are just that. They are the shadow, not the substance. The substance is your consciousness, your inner assumption. Remember, the time it takes for your assumption to become your physical reality is proportional to the naturalness of the state. This is why it's so important to make your imaginal acts as vivid and real as possible. The more real it feels to you, the more quickly it will manifest in your outer world. Now let's address another important aspect of this practice, detachment. While it may seem contradictory, being confident that you will get everything in life also involves a degree of detachment from the outcome. This doesn't mean you don't care about the results. Rather, it means that you trust in the law so completely that you don't feel the need to constantly check for signs of its working. Think about it this way. When you order something online, you don't spend every moment wondering if it will arrive. You place the order and then you go about your life confident that it will be delivered. This is the kind of detachment I'm talking about. You place your order with the universe through your assumption, and then you relax knowing it must come to pass. This detachment also allows you to stay open to the infinite wisdom of your subconscious mind. Sometimes, what manifests may be even better than what you initially imagined. By staying detached from the specific form of your desire, you allow the law to work in ways that may surprise and delight you. Now, I want to address something that many of you may be grappling with, the concept of worthiness. Some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, how can I be confident of getting everything when I don't feel worthy? My dear friends, listen closely to this truth. You are already worthy. Your worthiness is not something you need to earn or prove. It is your birthright as a child of God. The feeling of unworthiness is simply a state, an assumption you have accepted about yourself, and like any state, it can be changed. How? By assuming a new state of worthiness, by living from the end as a person who knows their infinite worth and value. Remember, you are not a mere mortal trying to appease some external deity. You are God in action, the operant power in your world. The Bible tells us, I and my Father are one. This is not blasphemy, it is the highest truth. When you truly understand and embody this truth, confidence in getting everything you desire becomes your natural state of being. Now let's talk about the role of gratitude in this process. Gratitude is not just a nice sentiment. It is a powerful creative force. When you are grateful for what you have, even before it manifests in your physical reality, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance. You are telling the universe, I intend to receive more. But here's the key. Your gratitude must be genuine. It's not about pretending to be grateful for things you don't really appreciate. It's about finding genuine reasons to be thankful, even in your current circumstances. As you cultivate this attitude of gratitude, you'll find that more and more things come into your life for which to be grateful. This brings us to another important point: the power of your words. The Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue. Your words are a direct reflection of your assumptions. They are declarations to the universe of what you believe to be true. Therefore, be mindful of your speech. Speak as though you already have everything you desire. Let your words reflect the state of the wish fulfilled. For instance, instead of saying, I hope to be successful someday, say, I am successful. Instead of saying, I wish I had more money, say, I am abundantly prosperous. Your words should always align with your desired state, not your current circumstances. Now, some of you may be wondering about the role of emotions in this process. Emotions are incredibly powerful. They are the fuel that gives life to your imaginal acts. When you combine vivid imagination with strong, positive emotion, you create an irresistible force that must manifest in your reality. However, it's important to understand that the emotion you're aiming for is not excitement or anticipation. These emotions imply that you don't yet have what you desire. Instead, aim for the calm satisfaction of knowing that your desire is already yours. Feel the relief, the peace, the quiet joy of having your wish fulfilled. This ties into another crucial aspect of being confident. You will get everything in life living in the state of the wish fulfilled. This means that you don't just imagine your desire for a few minutes a day and then go back to your old patterns of thought and behavior. Instead, you strive to embody the person who already has everything they desire. How would you think, feel, and act if you already had everything you wanted? How would you carry yourself? What would your daily routines look like? As you begin to live from this state, you'll find that your outer world naturally conforms to match your inner state of being. Now, I want to address something that many of you may be experiencing as you embark on this journey: the bridging of the gap. This is the period between when you start assuming your new state and when it fully manifests in your physical reality. This can often be a challenging time as your senses may be telling you one thing while you're trying to assume another. During this time, it's crucial to remember that your senses only show you the effects of your past assumptions. They do not dictate your future. Your job during this bridging period is to persist in your new assumption regardless of what your senses are telling you. This is where your faith is tested and strengthened. Think of it like this. When you decide to get in shape, you don't see results immediately. There's a period where you're putting in the work at the gym, eating right, but your body hasn't visibly changed yet. But if you persist, eventually your outer form catches up with your inner efforts. The same is true with your imaginative work. This brings us to another important point: the concept of divine timing. Sometimes your desires may manifest quickly. Other times, it may take longer than you expected. Trust that there is a divine wisdom at work orchestrating events in perfect timing for your highest good. Your job is not to try to force or rush the manifestation. Your job is simply to persist in your assumption, to live from the end and to trust in the perfect unfolding of the law. Remember, the vision has its own appointed hour. It ripens, it will flower. If it be long, then wait, for it is sure and will not be late. Now let's talk about something that many of you may be struggling. Letting go of the old story. You see, for your new assumption to take root and flourish, you must be willing to let go of your old beliefs and narratives about yourself and your life. This can be challenging, especially if you've held onto these beliefs for a long time. But remember, your old story, no matter how familiar it may be, is just that, a story. It's a series of assumptions you've made about yourself and your world. And just as you created that story, you have the power to create a new one. This process of letting go is not about fighting against your old beliefs or trying to forcefully push them away. This kind of resistance only gives them more power. Instead, it's about gently but persistently turning your attention away from the old story and towards your new assumption. Every time you catch yourself falling into old patterns of thought or behavior, simply remind yourself that's the old story. It's no longer relevant to who I am becoming. Then consciously shift your focus back to your new assumption, your new story. This practice of mental diet is crucial. Just as you are careful about what you put into your physical body, be mindful of what you're feeding your mind. Guard the portals of your mind. Be selective about the thoughts you entertain, the conversations you engage in, the media you consume. Everything should align with and support your new assumption. Now, I want to address something that many of you may be experiencing as you begin to apply these principles. The concept of revision. Revision is a powerful technique that allows you to rewrite your past and shape your present and future. The idea is simple yet profound. If you can change your memory of an event, you change its impact on your life. You see, your past only exists in your memory, and memory, like imagination, is a function of consciousness. Therefore, you have the power to revise your memories, to reimagine past events in a way that serves your present desires and future goals. This doesn't mean denying what happened. It means reinterpreting events in a way that empowers you rather than limits you. For instance, if you have a memory of failure or rejection that's holding you back, you can revise that memory. Reimagine the scene with a different outcome. See yourself succeeding, being accepted, thriving. As you practice revision, you'll find that not only does it change your relationship to your past, but it also shifts your present reality and opens up new possibilities for your future. This is because you're literally rewriting the story of your life. And as we've established, your story shapes your reality. Now let's talk about the importance of persistence. Being confident that you will get everything in life requires unwavering persistence in your assumption. This doesn't mean you never have doubts or moments of weakness. It means that despite these moments, you always return to your assumption. Think of it like learning to ride a bicycle. At first, you may wobble and fall, but you get back up and try again. Eventually, maintaining balance becomes second nature. The same is true with your assumptions. At first, it may feel unnatural to assume a state that's different from your current reality, but with practice, it becomes easier and more natural. Remember, the law is always working. It doesn't turn on and off based on your moods or temporary lapses in faith. As long as you return to your assumption and persist in it, the law will bring it to pass. This brings us to another crucial point, the importance of living in the present moment. While it's necessary to imagine and feel your desired future, it's equally important to be fully present in your current reality. Why? Because the present moment is where your power lies. It's the point of creation, the only place where you can make choices and take action. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring your goals or desires. It means being fully engaged with your life as it is now, while simultaneously holding the consciousness of your desire fulfilled. This balance allows you to appreciate and make the most of your current circumstances while confidently moving towards your desired reality. As we near the end of our time together, I want to emphasize a fundamental truth. The confidence that you will get everything in life comes from knowing who you really are. You are not a limited, mortal being subject to the whims of an external world. You are a divine, infinite being creating your reality through your consciousness. When you truly grasp this truth, when you fully embody it, confidence becomes your natural state. You no longer need to strive or struggle to achieve your desires. You simply assume the state of the wish fulfilled, knowing that it must manifest in your physical reality. My dear friends, as you leave here today, I urge you to begin living from this new understanding. Choose an aspect of your life where you desire change. Create a scene that implies this change has already occurred. Enter into that scene with all your senses. Feel the reality of it. Then carry that feeling with you throughout your day. Watch how your perception shifts. Notice how opportunities aligned with your desire begin to present themselves. Pay attention to the subtle changes in your relationships, your circumstances, your entire world. Remember, the outer world is constantly conforming to your inner assumptions. As you maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your reality has no choice but to reflect this back to you. Be patient with yourself in this process. Like any new skill, it takes practice. There may be times when you slip back into old patterns of thought. When this happens, gently but firmly bring your attention back to your desired state. Persist, and above all, have faith. Faith not in some external power, but in the creative power of your own wonderful human imagination. Trust in the law that states whatever you assume and feel to be true must and will objectify itself in your world. Go forth now and live from the end. Act as though you already have everything you desire. Feel the joy, the fulfillment, the gratitude of having all that you want. And watch and wonder as your world transforms to match your inner state. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. You are the author of your life story. Write it beautifully, live it fully, and watch as your dreams unfold into your living reality. Thank you. And may your imagination be filled with the grandest visions of your ideal life. For as you imagine and feel it to be real, so it must become. In closing, my dear friends, I want to leave you with this final thought. The journey you're embarking on, the journey of conscious creation, is the most important work you will ever do. It is nothing less than the discovery and expression of your true divine nature. As you practice these principles, as you live from the state of the wish fulfilled, you're not just changing your external circumstances, you're evolving your consciousness. You're expanding your awareness of who you truly are, what you're capable of creating. This work requires courage. It requires faith. It requires persistence. But the rewards are beyond anything you can currently imagine. For when you master the art of conscious creation, when you fully embody the truth that you are the operant power in your world, you step into a life of true freedom, joy, and limitless possibility. So go forth with confidence, my friends. Know that you have within you everything you need to create the life of your dreams. Trust in the law, persist in your assumptions, and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Remember, the world is your mirror, faithfully reflecting back to you your innermost assumptions and beliefs. As you change your inner world, your outer world must change to match it. This is the promise and the power of the law. Be bold in your imagining. Dream big. Assume states that may seem impossible from your current standpoint, for nothing is impossible to the power that resides within you. And as you walk this path, as you begin to see the fruits of your imaginative work manifesting in your reality, share this knowledge with others. Help them to awaken to their own divine nature, to their own creative power. For as more and more individuals awaken to this truth, as more and more people begin to consciously create their reality, we move closer to a world of harmony, abundance, and joy for all. This, my friends, is the great work we are all called to do. This is the true purpose of our existence, to awaken to our divine nature and to create a world that reflects the highest and best within us. So go now with confidence, with faith, with persistence. Know that you will get everything in life, for you are the creator of your reality. The power is yours. Use it wisely, use it lovingly, and watch as miracles unfold in your life and in the world around you. Thank you. And may your journey be filled with wonder, joy, and the thrill of conscious creation, for you are the operant power. Ladies and gentlemen, you may wonder, why should we focus on such a seemingly simple concept? Why dedicate our precious time to exploring the idea of self, pride, and daily improvement? I tell you with unwavering conviction that this understanding is the very key to unlocking the infinite potential that lies dormant within you. Let us begin by examining the nature of your being. You are not merely flesh and bone, not simply a collection of memories and experiences. You are in your truest form, pure consciousness, a fragment of the divine imagination that creates and sustains all of existence. This consciousness, this awareness that you call, is the God of which all sacred texts. When you truly grasp this concept, when you internalize the knowledge that you are one with the creative force of the universe, you begin to understand the profound implications of your daily improvements. Each step forward, no matter how small it may seem, is a testament to the infinite power that resides within you. Consider for a moment the world around you. Everything you perceive, every circumstance in your life is but an outward projection of your inner state. The law that governs this universe, the law that I have come to call the law of assumption, dictates that your outer world must conform to your inner beliefs and assumptions. Therefore, when you recognize your daily improvements, when you acknowledge the strides you are making in your personal growth, you are, in essence, reshaping the very fabric of your reality. You are assuming a state of continual progress, and the universe has no choice but to reflect this assumption back to you in the form of tangible results. To let us delve deeper into this concept of daily improvement. What does it truly mean to improve day by day? It is not merely about acquiring new skills or accumulating knowledge, though these are certainly aspects of personal growth. No, the improvement of which I speak is far more profound. To improve day by day is to expand your consciousness, to broaden your awareness of the limitless potential that exists within you. It is to peel away the layers of limiting beliefs and societal conditioning that have obscured your true nature. It is to remember with increasing clarity that you are the operant power in your life, the author of your destiny. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, I don't always see improvement in my life. There are days when I feel stuck, when progress seems elusive. To this I say, your perception of progress is itself a creation of your consciousness. If you believe that you are stagnating, then that belief will manifest in your experience. It is the beautiful, true truth. You have the power to change that belief at any moment. You can choose right now to assume the state of one who is constantly improving, constantly evolving. And as you persist in this assumption, you will begin to see evidence of it in your outer world. Remember, the world is yourself pushed out. Every person you encounter, every situation you face is a reflection of your own consciousness. When you proudly acknowledge your daily improvements, you are, in effect, commanding the entire universe to align with this new self concept. Let me share with you a technique that I have found immensely powerful in cultivating the state of continual improvement. As you retire to sleep each night, take a few moments to review your day, but do not dwell on perceived failures or shortcomings. Instead, focus your attention on the ways in which you have grown, the lessons you have learned, the small victories you have achieved. Feel the sense of pride and accomplishment that come with recognizing your progress. Allow that feeling to permeate every fiber of your being. Fall asleep in this state, knowing that as you slumber, your subconscious mind will work tirelessly to align your outer world with this new self concept. As you practice this technique night after night, you will begin to notice a shift in your daily experiences. Opportunities for growth will seemingly appear out of nowhere. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable will become stepping stones to greater achievement. You will find yourself naturally drawn to people and situations that support your continued evolution. But let us not forget the importance of being proud of yourself. Pride, when rooted in the understanding of your divine nature, is not the sin that some would have you believe. It is, in fact, a recognition of the God within you, an acknowledgement of the creative power that you wield. When you are proud of your improvement, you are, in essence, expressing gratitude for the divine gift of consciousness. You are honoring the infinite potential that resides within you. And as you know, gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, capable of accelerating your manifestations and amplifying your creative power. Now, some of you may be wondering, how can I be proud of myself when there are still aspects of my life that I wish to change? This is a common stumbling block on the path to self-realization. But I assure you, it is one that can be easily overcome. You see, the desire for change, the recognition that there are areas of your life that you wish to improve, is itself a sign of growth. It is evidence that you are expanding your awareness, that you are reaching for a higher state of being. This desire, this drive for improvement, is the very essence of life itself. So rather than allowing unfulfilled desires to diminish your self-pride, let them fuel your sense of accomplishment. Recognize that each unfulfilled desire is an opportunity for further growth, another chance to exercise your creative power and reshape your reality. Moreover, understand that the path of improvement is not always linear. There will be days when progress seems slow, when old habits resurface, when doubts creep in. But these moments are not setbacks. They are opportunities for even greater growth. When you encounter these challenges, remind yourself of the immutable truth of your being. You are pure consciousness, limitless potential given form. The temporary appearance of obstacles in your path does not negate the progress you have made, nor does it diminish your inherent power to overcome them. In fact, these moments of apparent difficulty are often the precursors to significant breakthroughs. They are the resistance that strengthens your spiritual muscles, the friction that polishes the diamond of your consciousness. Embrace them, learn from them, and above all, maintain your pride and your ability to navigate them. Let us learn another aspect of daily improvement. The power of your imagination, dear friends, is not some frivolous faculty designed merely for daydreaming or escapism. It is, in truth, the very workshop in which you forge your reality. When you use your imagination to vividly experience the state of being you desire, you are, in that moment, improving yourself. You are expanding your consciousness, broadening your conception of what is possible for you. And as you persist in these imaginal acts, you will find your outer world begins to rearrange itself to match your inner vision. This is why I encourage you to make use of your imagination in a deliberate, purposeful manner. Each day, take time to enter into a state of relaxed awareness. Close your eyes and construct a vivid, detailed scene that implies the fulfillment of your desires. See yourself as the person you wish to be, living the life you aspire to live. Feel the emotions that this imaginal scene evokes. Allow the sense of pride and accomplishment to wash over you. Experience in your imagination the joy of being the improved version of yourself that you are becoming day by day. As you engage in this practice regularly, you you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your perception. The person you are imagining yourself to be will start to feel more real, more attainable. And as your perception shifts, so too will your outer world. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. What you perceive as your physical world is merely a shadow, a reflection of your inner state. By deliberately imagining yourself as continually improving, you are impressing upon your subconscious mind the reality of your progress. And your subconscious, that faithful servant, will work tirelessly to bring about the conditions that match your imaginal acts. How can I address a question that may have arisen in your minds? How can I be proud of myself when I compare myself to others who seem more successful or accomplished? This, my dear friends, is a trap that ensnares many on the path to self-realization. There's no one else. The world you perceive, including all the people in it, is yourself pushed out. When you compare yourself to others, you are really comparing yourself to different aspects of your own consciousness. Moreover, the very act of comparison implies a belief in separation, a belief that there is something outside of you that can be better or worse than you. But this belief is an illusion, a product of a limited, egoic mind. In truth, you are one with all of creation. The successes and accomplishments you perceive in others are reflections of your own infinite potential. Rather than feeling diminished by them, let them inspire you. Let them remind you of the limitless possibilities that exist within you. Remember, your journey is unique. Your path of improvement is yours alone. The rate at which you progress, the specific areas in which you grow, are perfectly tailored to your individual consciousness. There's no standard against which to measure yourself other than your own past self. So instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, last week, last year. Recognize the growth you have achieved, the obstacles you have overcome, the wisdom you have gained. Be proud of every step you have taken on your journey of self-realization. As you cultivate this habit of self-acknowledgement, you will find that your perception of others begins to shift as well. You will start to see the divine potential in every person you encounter. You will recognize their struggles and triumphs as reflections of your own. And in doing so, you will foster a deep sense of connection and compassion that will enrich your life in countless ways. Now let's turn our attention to another crucial aspect, daily improvement, the power of your words. The words you speak, both to yourself and to others, are not mere sounds devoid of consequence. They are, in fact, creative forces that shape your reality. When you speak of yourself with pride, when you acknowledge your improvements out loud, you are setting in motion vibrations that will manifest in your experience. Your words are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of the universal conscious. Nurture them with the water of your belief, the sunlight of your attention, and they will grow into the mighty trees of your desired reality. This is why I urge you to be mindful of your self-talk. Eliminate phrases like, I can't, I'm not good enough, or I'll never improve. Replace them with empowering statements that affirm your continual growth and improvement. Speak of yourself as you wish to be, not as you fear you are. Say to yourself with conviction, I am proud of my progress. I am improving day by day. I am becoming the best version of myself. Feel the truth of these words as you speak them. Let them resonate in every cell of your body, in every corner of your consciousness. And do not limit this practice to your private moments. Share your pride in your improvements with others. Speak of your growth and progress with enthusiasm and joy. As you do so, you will not only reinforce your own positive self-concept, but you will also inspire those around you to recognize and celebrate their own improvements. Remember, your words have the power to create worlds. Use them wisely, use them with intention, and watch as they transform your reality. As we delve deeper into this topic, let us consider the role of gratitude in your journey of daily improvement. Gratitude, my dear friends, is not merely a polite social convention. It is a powerful spiritual practice that can accelerate your growth and amplify your creative power. When you express gratitude for your improvements, no matter how small they may seem, you are aligning yourself with the abundance of the universe. You are declaring to your subconscious mind and to the universe at large that you are open to receiving more blessings, more opportunities for growth, more evidence of your continual progress. Moreover, the practice of gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It trains your mind to recognize the positive aspects of your life, including your own growth and development. This shift in focus, this change in your habitual thought patterns, can have a profound impact on your experience of reality. So I encourage you to make gratitude a daily practice each night as you review your day. Give thanks for the improvements you have made, the lessons you have learned, the growth you have experienced. Feel the warmth of appreciation filling your heart, expanding your consciousness, and do not limit your gratitude to major achievements or noticeable changes. Be thankful for the small steps, the tiny shifts in perception, the moments of clarity or insight. For it is often these seemingly insignificant improvements that over time lead to the most profound transformations. As you cultivate this attitude of gratitude, you will find that your awareness of your own improvement expands. You will begin to notice progress in areas you previously overlooked. Your capacity for growth will seem to accelerate, as if the universe is responding to your thankfulness by showering you with even more opportunities for advancement. Now, let us address a common misconception that often hinders people's ability to be proud of their improvements. Many believe that pride in one's achievements is somehow at odds with humility or spiritual growth. Nothing could be further from the truth. True humility is not about diminishing yourself or downplaying your achievements. It is about recognizing the source of your power, understanding that your ability to improve and grow comes from your oneness with the divine. When you are proud of your improvements, you are acknowledging the work of the God within you. Moreover, genuine spiritual growth involves expanding your conception of self, recognizing your true nature as infinite consciousness. As you improve day by day, as you overcome limitations and transcend old patterns, you are growing into a fuller expression of your divine nature. This growth is something to be celebrated, something to take pride in. So do not shy away from acknowledging your progress. Do not hide your light under a bushel. As the scripture says, let your pride in your improvements shine forth, inspiring others and affirming the infinite potential that resides within all beings. As we continue our exploration of this topic, let us consider the role of persistence in your journey of daily improvement. The path of self-realization, of continued growth and progress, is not always smooth. There will be times when your resolve is tested, when doubts creep in, when the evidence of your improvement seems elusive. It is in these moments that persistence becomes crucial. Remember, the outer world often lags behind your inner changes. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean that your efforts are in vain. Every positive thought, every empowering belief, every imaginal act is creating ripples in the fabric of your reality, even if the effects are not yet visible to your physical senses. Persist in your assumption of continued improvement. Hold fast to your pride in your progress, even when external circumstances seem to contradict it, for it is your persistent assumption that will eventually shape your outer world to match your inner state. Think of yourself as a sculptor, chiseling away at the marble of your consciousness day by day. Each strike of the hammer may seem to make little difference, but over time, these persistent efforts will reveal the masterpiece that is your true self. And as you persist in your journey of improvement, remember to be gentle with yourself. Progress is not always linear. There may be days when you feel as though you've taken a step back, but even in these apparent setbacks are opportunities for growth, chances to deepen your understanding and strengthen your resolve. On such days, remind yourself of how far you've come. Look back at where you were a month ago, a year ago, and recognize the growth you've achieved. With this recognition, renew your pride in yourself and fuel your determination to continue improving. Now, let us delve into another powerful tool for daily improvement, the practice of revision. This technique, which I've spoken of many times, involves mentally revisiting the events of your day and reimagining them in a way that aligns with your desired state of being. As you lie in bed each night, review the events of your day. If there were moments when you felt you fell short of your ideal, do not berate yourself. Instead, use your God-given power of imagination to revise these themes. See yourself responding in the way you would have preferred acting from a state of confidence, wisdom, and self-assurance. Feel the pride and satisfaction of having handled these situations in an improved manner. Experience the joy of being the person you are becoming. As you fall asleep in this state, you are impressing upon your subconscious mind new patterns of thought and behavior. Over time, you will find that this practice of revision begins to influence your waking experiences. You will naturally start to respond to situations in the improved way you have been imagining. Your daily experiences will increasingly reflect the revised versions you have created in your imagination. This practice of revision is a powerful way to accelerate your daily improvement. It allows you to learn from your experiences without being weighed down by regret or self-criticism. It keeps you focused on your growth and progress, reinforcing your pride in your continual improvement. As we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to address one final point: the importance of celebrating your improvements, no matter how small they may seem. In our goal-oriented society, there is often a tendency to focus solely on the end results, overlooking the small steps that lead us there. But I tell you, every step forward, every tiny improvement is worthy of celebration. For each small victory is a testament to your infinite potential, a sign that you are aligning more fully with your true nature as a creative divine being. So take time each day to acknowledge and celebrate your improvements. Did you respond to a challenging situation with more patience than you would have in the past? Celebrate that. Did you take a small step towards a long-term goal? Celebrate that. Did you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern and choose a more empowering perspective? These celebrations need not be grand or elaborate. A moment of quiet acknowledgement, a smile of self-appreciation, or a few words of self-praise can be powerful acts of self-love and recognition. As you make this a habit, you'll find that your awareness of your own growth expands, fueling further improvement and deepening your sense of pride in yourself. Now, as we draw this discourse to a close, I want to leave you with a powerful visualization exercise. Close your eyes for a moment, if you will, and imagine yourself standing at the base of a grand staircase. This staircase represents your journey of daily improvement. Each step a day in your life, see yourself taking that first step, feeling the solid ground beneath your foot, the sense of accomplishment as you rise to a new level. Now imagine yourself continuing up this staircase, day by day, step by step. With each step, you feel yourself growing stronger, more confident, more aligned with your true divine nature. As you ascend, look back at the steps you've already climbed. See how far you've come, how much you've grown. Feel the pride welling up within you, the deep satisfaction of continual progress. Now turn your gaze upward toward the steps yet to come. Feel the excitement the anticipation of further growth and improvement. Understand that this staircase has no end. It extends infinitely upward, representing the limitless potential for growth that exists within you. There is always another step to take, always room for further improvement, but rather than feeling daunted by this endless climb, feel inspired by it. For each step is a victory, each day an opportunity to express more fully the divine being that you truly are. As you open your eyes and return your awareness to the present moment, carry with you the image of continual ascent. Let it remind you that every day is an opportunity for growth, every moment a chance to step into a higher version of yourself. Remember, my dear friends, that you are not merely human beings having a spiritual experience. You are spiritual beings having a human experience. Your daily improvements are not just personal achievements. The expressions of the divine consciousness that you are unfolding itself more fully in the world. Be proud of this unfolding. Celebrate each step of your journey, for in doing so, you are honoring the God within you, acknowledging the miracle of your existence, and aligning yourself more fully with the creative power of the universe. As you go forth from this gathering, I urge you to carry these truths with you. Let them infuse your thoughts, your words, your actions. See each day as a fresh opportunity to improve, to grow, to express more fully the limitless being that you are. Be proud of yourself, for you are improving day by day. This is not mere positive thinking or self-help rhetoric. It is the fundamental truth of your existence. You are consciousness itself, pure potential taking form. Your daily improvements are the universe evolving through you, creation expressing itself in ever more beautiful and complex ways. So stand tall, my friends. Walk with the quiet confidence of one who knows their true nature. Speak with the authority of a being who understands their creative power. Act with the certainty of one who knows that they are growing, improving, evolving with each passing moment. And above all, be proud. Be proud of your journey, of your growth, of your willingness to embrace change and seek improvement. Be proud of the challenges you've overcome, the wisdom you've gained, the love you've shared. Be proud of the divine being that you are, expressing itself more fully with each passing day. For in your pride and your recognition of your daily improvements, you are affirming the truth of your being. You are aligning yourself with the creative force of the universe. You are stepping more fully into your role as a co-creator of reality. As you leave this place, I invite you to make a commitment to yourself. Promise that you will take time each day to acknowledge your improvements, to celebrate your growth, to feel proud of your progress. Let this practice become as natural and necessary as breathing a constant affirmation of your divine nature and limitless potential. And know that as you do this, as you embrace this truth of continual improvement, you are not only transforming your own life, you are contributing to the evolution of all consciousness. Your growth, your expansion, your daily improvements ripple out into the universe, touching countless loves in ways you may never fully comprehend. So go forth, my dear friends, with pride in your hearts and the knowledge of your continual improvement burning brightly in your consciousness. Embrace each day as a new opportunity to grow, to learn, to become more fully who you truly are. For you are magnificent beings of infinite potential. And your journey of improvement is nothing less than the universe itself awakening to its own divine nature. Remember, there is no end to this journey, no final destination to reach. The joy is in the journey itself, in the daily process of becoming. So celebrate each step, each small victory, each moment of growth. And in these celebrations, you are affirming the truth of who you are and calling forth even greater expressions of your divine nature. Be proud, my friends. Be proud of who you are, of how far you've come, and of the limitless potential that lies before you. You are improving day by day. And in this improvement, you are fulfilling the grandest purpose of all the full expression of the divine consciousness that you are. Go now and live from this understanding. Let every thought, every word, every action be infused with the pride and joy of your continual improvement. For in doing so, you are not only transforming your own life, but you are contributing to the transformation of the entire world. You are the operant power in your life. You are the author of your destiny. You are a being of infinite potential, improving day by day. Be proud of this truth. Embrace it fully. And watch as your world transforms to reflect the magnificence of who you truly are. Thank you, bless you, and remember always, be proud of yourself.